guys, what's up? It's Mariana. Thanks for coming back to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe down below. I'd be forever grateful. So for this week's video, I decided to be more casual. I'm in just like a cute little random top and my sweater and my sweatpants shorts, like barely any makeup and hair, dude. I'm doing that because I want to kind of have more of a like conversation, just sit and talk. What I wanted to talk about is that I have made a huge lifestyle change in my life, and I wanted to kind of talk about why I did it, what are some of the pros to doing it, and kind of tips and tricks that if you choose it, you want to do the same thing too. So yeah, let's get into the video then. 1 second. Okay, so I have my handy dandy planner because I'm gonna really try not to just like ramble. Pescatarian, by definition, is someone who does not eat meat but eats fish. So basically, you're a vegetarian except you include fish into your diet. So that is the difference between being a vegetarian and a pescatarian. But pescatarian, this was something that I believed was doable for me, and I believe that as time goes on, I'm achieving it more and more. Why did I want to do this? I wanted to do this because I really wanted to live a healthier lifestyle. Growing up, I was not the healthiest. I was able to stay fit due to doing sports in high school, but soon once I realized that art was my passion, I didn't do as much working out, like that high energy kind of activity anymore. Now I do more things like yoga and meditation and an occasional like strength training work, but for the most part, like I don't do any like intense like running, or like I'm not like a runner. Like I don't run marathons. Like my mom and my sister do that, but I personally don't. So that being said, it definitely made me more aware of that. Like I need to be more conscious of what I'm eating. Also, it was sparked by 2 documentaries. One I believe is still on Netflix. The other one might be 2. I'm not 100% sure, so don't take my word on it. But those are Food Inc. and What the Health. So Food Inc. is about kind of like all these big name producers like Purdue that are basically stuffing animals with hormones, treating them really, really inhumanely, and ultimately feeding basically our nation just the most hormone-filled, process-filled meat. Just watching that really kind of woke me up to this whole like, wow, I need to like really watch like what I'm eating, because I always thought that like the organic stuff was kind of like bullshit. I thought like, how organic can it really be? But it really does make a difference. So that was kind of the first step. Then when I realized that like, I always knew that like I was not kind of a red meat person. I never really liked steak. I barely ate hamburgers. I didn't like pork, and really chicken was the only kind of source of like meat that I liked. Slowly I integrated fish into my diet, but that took really until like 3 or 4 years ago. So because of that, I was mostly just eating chicken, and not gonna lie, I resorted to a lot of fried chicken, and I was finding that just I overall was not feeling well. My skin was breaking out. I was finding that like I just didn't like how I looked as a person. I don't think it embodied me at all. And then I saw What the Health, and this is a documentary that talks about just kind of how basically we have processed our food so much that our body cannot digest it, and ultimately we are like just ruining our internal intestines and our stomach and our intestines. And there's a lot of other things involving it, but that's what really stuck out to me, because I always remember that when I would go home on weekends in college, I would feel great, and then the second I would go back to school and start eating like my cafeteria food or food from outside, because I didn't have a kitchen freshman year or really sophomore year, I realized that this was definitely it. Like I was just eating too much processed food and my body could not handle it anymore. To the point now where I have like a mild lactose problem. Like I said before, as someone who loves cheese, really, really sucks. So ultimately, I heard about being a pescatarian, and I thought this would be the best option for me because I'm just getting to start to like fish. I absolutely love sushi, And even though it's really hard to cut out chicken, there are a bunch of different like supplements for it. So I think I could really do it. And I think if you actually want to go vegetarian, I suggest you start as a pescatarian and then you kind of move your way to becoming a vegetarian, because I think if you cut out all real protein like that right away, it can really hurt your body. Because that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to, is that they see all these like celebrities that go vegan and vegetarian and they think, oh wow, look at them, they can do it, like I can do it. Yes, that's true, but also there are some things that are like falter to that. What I'm trying to say is that not everyone's body is the same. Like I know people who are super healthy, super active, tried being vegetarian and they just couldn't do it. They just were too fatigued, too pale, too sick all the time, and it was just because it just didn't work for their body. But then I also know other people who went vegan or vegetarian and are doing great and are feeling great and looking nice and lean and loving it. So it all really depends on how much your body can handle. Another reason why I went pescatarian, because I knew if I cut out meat altogether, it'd be really hard for me to find other like protein supplements. Is find some cookbooks or cooking videos, save them, start like trying them in your diet and see how you like them. So for example, if you look up Instagram and BuzzFeed, BuzzFeed Tasty has obviously their videos, but now they have come out with a separate Instagram that is specific for vegetarians, and every Friday is Vegan Friday, and that has been a huge help for me. I have cooked a lot of their recipes so far and I think they're absolutely great. Like my favorite actually is they have multiple different recipes for like veggie burgers, and they're absolutely phenomenal, and they're packed with protein, packed with iron, packed with so many different other like good things for you. So I would start with that and start kind of integrating that into your diet and see if you like those things, because you may find that like a lot of these meals that are vegetarian you don't enjoy, and if that's the case, then maybe it isn't the best option for you, because you don't want to force yourself to eat things that you genuinely don't like. This piece of advice that kind of goes off with that is go to your supermarket. I'm sure there's some sort of like organic aisle. Look at their protein supplements that they have, whether it's like cut up tofu, grilled tofu, seitan. There's another one that starts with a G, I can't remember off the top of my head, but typically is labeled as vegetarian chicken. Again, take those things and put them into your lifestyle kind of like relatively easy. Like for me, I started with the vegetarian chicken. The restaurant I work at offers it as an option, and I started just to kind of throw it into my salad, and I found that when I would do that just like once or twice a week, it really got my body into that routine of like, oh, I like this is actually pretty tasty, like it's not that bad, like if I close my eyes it really seems like it's chicken, like, so that's definitely a good idea to do. The advice is write down what you eat. Start pre-vegetarian or pescatarian writing down what you eat and see kind of like where cutting out the meat will hinder you the most. Like I ultimately thought that it would be dinner, but then I found actually it's more breakfast, because I am a sausage, egg, and cheese lover, and I realized that that's not gonna work. And I remember at one point I was like, well, I could have like turkey sausage, and then I was like, no, you can't. Like that's still meat. Kind of like see where it's gonna be the most difficult for you, and like start listing out maybe like what are like supplement options for those things. Once you start getting into the groove of things, continue to write these things down, because it's important to kind of see what you're eating, understand what's going in your body, especially as a pescatarian, because obviously fish is still going to be your main source of protein, but you do have to watch how much you eat, because fish has mercury, and if you start racking that up in your body, it can do some serious damage. The thing I will say about being a pescatarian or a vegetarian is that if you're someone who's used to going out to eat a lot, you will find that it's kind of gonna be difficult in the beginning, but you will soon find kind of like your places that have good options for it, especially if you live in a large city like Manhattan or Brooklyn. There are a ton of options for vegan and vegetarians when it comes to like takeout food or just like restaurants in general. So definitely don't give up if you're finding that you're having trouble with it. That's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it kind of maybe inspired you to become vegetarian or pescatarian, or if you were in the stages of transitioning into it and it was kind of like helpful in some way. I hope it's one of those things. If it was just a video that you just decided to watch just to see what it was like, that's cool too. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I post more videos typically every Friday. But yeah, there is more to come, and I will keep you guys updated on how my new lifestyle is going. So, bye!